ரொம்ப சரியா போகுது வேற வாசம்.
Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're up and running. Well, 2014-15 certainly provided some terrific highlights for Lionel Messi's career showreel. Many claimed it was his best season ever. He did, of course, win the treble, and Jim, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
Well, one of the pinnacles of his club career, Peter.
And what stood out for you?
His performance against Madrid's other team was just stunning, especially when you look back that they played him 6 times the previous season and didn't win once. So he just took them apart with his usual ruthless efficiency.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's Salah. Nicely weighted ball. De Bruyne. De Bruyne stood his ground strongly. It's a throw-in. Thuram. And here's Mohamed Salah. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. That is a brilliant interception. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Arsenal clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And here's Suarez. They're urging him to shoot.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Beckham is one whose deliveries we all know about. And it's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Thuram. And here's Messi. Neither of these two want to come off second best, and he's made sure that's not getting through. And Messi! Ambitious, but just off target.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
Yang dijauhan tak memakan bismillah.
De Bruyne. And it's Thuram. Played out towards the right wing. That's headed upfield. Knocks it into space. Oh, he's been caught on it here. He's found the... Haaland! Now he wants to get in on the act here.
India really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Just 5 minutes left until the break. He is through here. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Nicely aimed pass. That's the end of the first 45. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. To look back on the first 45 minutes.
Well, there's no way to disguise the fact that they've been poor. Not a single shot on goal tells you all you need to know, Peter. Everything seems a little hurried to me, a little rushed, panicked even at times.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. And here is the first touch of the second half.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
O'Reilly did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Costa. Spread to the right. Still waiting for the game to take off here, 0-0. Rijkaard. And here's Haaland. Look at the space here. And a chance! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Messi really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
Now it's De Bruyne. All the way back. No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. And it's Rijkaard. Messi, very much a man of this moment. Gehi did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Thuram.
That was lovely, that.
Oh, just skip. He's having a shot! And he couldn't finish.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
There could be trouble here. Shapes to shoot! And it's in! That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal!
Look, before we can even delve into the detail, the significance of taking the lead should be our initial reflection, and that's priceless.
An act of great generosity, accepted gratefully,
Point, I think, was good.
gleefully.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Phone post going in live stream. Active on the yellow button. 50 seconds पे नहीं गेलो. दस मिनट करता. तो ये लास्ट टीम के लिए देने में एक सब्सक्राइबर ये लो. मेन मिलर YouTube शॉर्ट्स होता है बहुत तेज़ी होते हैं वर्टिकल स्ट्रीम करता है तो सेटिंग खुद ना मत दिया कुछ चल रहा है.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Things already rolling. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
Diaz venturing down the left. He's taking on the lot of them. Suarez completing his first century of appearances here today, and that has not gone unnoticed.
Yeah, something that I mentioned to in person before the match, Peter, although it took some time to register. Pretty much the same with me on my 100th game. I was more focused on winning than anything else.
De Bruyne with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner.
Well, neither team has yet managed to impose any authority, and as a consequence, this game's just drifted.
He is through here. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Pacho. Diaz is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's...
It's Luis Suarez! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Suarez actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And here's Suarez. Oh, that's well spotted. Yehi. And it's De Bruyne. And that could set him on it. Lewis! It's bounced back off the post. This time, surely! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front. It looked as though it'd gone too wide. He wasn't having that, though, and somehow he found the angle.
Listen, no one was expecting a shot from there. That's quite outrageous.
Barcelona have taken the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Cruyff. Luis Suarez is always playing with one eye on the spectacular.
Arsenal truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Arsenal clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Pacho. And that is the end of the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Arsenal come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Substitution for Barcelona, number 23, Johan Cruyff, number 18, coming on the field.
And here is the first touch of the second half.
Number 10.
Arsenal can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? It's gone all the way through to the keeper. Arsenal come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make ambitious change.
Into the channel.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Neto, given the lift of his goal, Barcelona are looking to break at pace. Now it's Messi. Arsenal still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. Stood up well to him there. Aimed beyond the defence. Akanji gets across to intercept that. Rijkaard. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there really isn't enough happening up front, Peter. They just haven't been afforded much by way of creating chances. They must start showing some bite.
Oh, just the keeper now! Arsenal can breathe again, just.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Xavi Alonso. Luis Suarez. Now, can they get him all? And Messi! He's done very well to get to that.
Messi is offering a right smile there.
Arsenal are, of course, in a position to go to
High
the
five,
bench should the
Noah.
need arise. He's got away. Neuer breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Now that's well seen too. Over to the right flank. Now it's Luis Suarez. And it's Messi.
Oh,
He's having a pop! And he hits the net! And there's the goal they've been looking for. That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 6, Steven Gerrard.
Time for a change in personnel. So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Coming on the field,
Pressing's intense and it's paid off.
Francesco Totti.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Number 8,
Can he finish? Just cruising! They are cruising! And the added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Arsenal cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off.
and we come
How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do.